Advancement Center. Not only is it a beautiful Saturday, I have two beauties with me at this moment on this beautiful Saturday. I'm Kim Stanwood, Terranova. Get to be with you every Saturday here. And today I have Lena and Shannon. Lena from South Carolina, Shannon from Boston. And now this is really magical. These two, I love this. You're going to speak more about it. Came to Rythmia on their own, and both of them had a sense of, oh, wow, I'm going to have a roommate that I've never met. And this is a familiar thing here at Rythmia. People will come and not know their roommates until you walk in the door and see them. That's what occurred for these two. And I'd like them to tell you the rest. Say hello, ladies.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
So can you speak directly to that? Like, what was it like meeting each other here and how you walked in not knowing who your roommate was going to be and found each other? Please speak to that.
Well, I could probably speak to that. I have a lot of experience with roommates. Had college roommates. I've traveled the world and stayed in hostels. So I had a lot of people that I've had to share rooms with. So I was prepared, but I was also prepared for maybe someone that you didn't really jive with. And then I was in the bathroom when Lena actually came in, and I heard her kind voice, and I opened up the door. I was like, "Hey, roomie," and then your face and response was just adorable.
I don't remember what I say.
You're like, "Thank goodness." She literally said, "Thank goodness."
And what was your thank goodness for?
Because I think the moment I saw her, I realized that you were exactly what I want.
Oh.
So for me, the experience is completely different. I have very seldom shared a room with other people. And actually, especially when I travel, I'm in any foreign places, I prefer to get a room for myself because I like to wind down. I like my privacy. I just like my energy to come together. So this is really a first that I decided to go completely the opposite of what my life was going to be.
I want you to check that. It was the first, then the opposite of anything my life would usually be. Keep going. I love
so
that.
Really. And so I was reading, okay, should I do the first one? And then some guy said no, because then I felt isolated after the experience. I thought, oh, I don't want to do that. Then two people, and I thought, I feel obliged to be really too nice if I do not match with this person. So I said, let's go for three. At least it's three people. We can all
one room.
In one room.
Yes.
That unheard. But one bathroom, actually, three ladies, one bathroom can be even harder. But anyhow, I was really psyched up, not as much as the experience here. Once I made up my mind, I was fine with it, whatever it was.
To come to Rythmia.
But it was the sharing that it sucked me up. And then just a few days before, I sat down and said, do you know what? If you ever brought up to do this experience at Rythmia without not even knowing that existed,
yes,
you are going to have the good roommate, the one that the person you will be with. And guess what? It's not going to be three people. It's going to be two.
That's what she said.
So she psychically knew that even though they had a room ready for three people, that you walked in and here Shannon popped her head out of the bathroom.
Yes. And then I saw her. And, being a mom, I think immediately I saw almost my daughter, his age and everything. And then she told me, she's close to my daughter's age. And I thought, okay, like God was listening.
Oh,
that's all.
Yes,
and
yes.
Everything then became calm and together.
Yes. So often people have said when they come to Rythmia, and I'll ask them, so when you first got here, did you start to just feel shifts immediately? And almost always everyone says, before the second I signed up, I started to feel shifts. That's somewhat what you're pointing to, that you came to a point of, I'm not nervous about Rythmia anymore, the roommate, but you set the intention in your mind, and then you got the exact perfect person. Brilliant.
Yes.
And now she's my Rythmia mama.
Yes.
She's my Rythmia mama.
Yes.
So
and it's been beautiful in just the embracing. I think once you embrace the other soul, because that's what it is, the other soul.
Yes.
We have been just like unbelievable. It's like I haven't known her forever. None of that, intruding in space, respectful and enjoyable. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, really.
Yes.
You two found your way to one another.
Yes.
Love that.
Yes.
Now, talk to us, share with everyone your experience here at Rythmia. Did you both receive your miracle?
I have, yes.
Great. I'd love for you to speak to that.
Okay.
And just what do you appreciate about the schedule at Rythmia, how it flows? Please speak to that. We would love to know that.
Yeah, I would say my experience reminded me of like a best friend who tells you exactly what you need to know versus what you want to hear. That's how I've sort of encapsulated it. Like a loving, caring, kind, warm friend that truly at the core wants the best for you. And that's, I feel like, the reason why I got to my miracle. And do you want me to speak to exactly what the
Whatever
miracle
you'd
was?
like. It's up
Okay.
to you, my dear.
I guess for me, I had always assumed that I was coming here to figure out my purpose and my next job, my next career, what I'm meant to be. But Mother Ayahuasca had a really big plan for me, and that was to live life without shame, and made me realize that that was blocking so much growth in my life. And I didn't expect that. I just thought she's going to give me a vision of this grand purpose in life. And at the end of the day, her goal was for me to forgive and love myself and live unconditionally without shame. So that was unexpected, but really beautiful.
That makes me teary-eyed.
Yeah. I cried a lot. I
But
cried a
the
lot.
aim, like Spirit heard your call. You wanted to know your purpose.
Yeah.
And to get to our purpose, sometimes we have to clean house of
Yes.
anything that would block our manifestation of our
Yes.
purpose.
Yes.
And that's what I'm hearing you say.
Yes.
So the miracle came even though it wasn't what you were thinking it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yet it opened the doors to that as well,
Yeah.
correct?
Absolutely.
Divine.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Lena, do you want to speak to that?
Yes, mine was, I came here, I think finally the whole universe knew that it was either do something that was going to lift me up, because I really didn't want even to live anymore. I, little by little, since the death of my mother, I got crippled in a depression and in a victim. The victim of everything was happening. First, I lost my mom, and then I lost a few more close friends, and the dialogue with my daughter that became worse and worse. Even whatever I tried, it's like she's looking at someone else and not me. And I said, but look at me, I'm your mom. And so that one, later in the last 5 years, it was a down spiral, that this vortex, it just brought me in. So really with the holidays, it was like the clue point. I thought, what is the purpose? Why am I in this earth anymore? I just couldn't find joy. I couldn't give joy someone. And so then this happened, like that's it, some other things in my life which I don't question. And it was like I made up my mind. I didn't even research so many others. I knew that this ayahuasca was the call for me.
Yes.
It was it was like the help. You have to help me.
Yes.
Because if you don't help me, I don't know what else I'm gonna do. And so that's how I came. And then so in 45 minutes I called them. I booked them. Prior to that, I should say this one too, that's very important. In September, I decided to sell my home in South Carolina. So I go through the process, put the house on the market. I flew to Italy to see my family. I said, oh, you have the trust realtor. You're going to manage everything. So everything was going according to plan. And I found even the buyers. And the buyers were exactly the buyers that I want. Even with the inspection of the house, it was, I didn't want your house to be inspected. Oh, just inspect, it's easy, and not to fix this and that. There is, God knows,
Right.
but it was a dream. So the only thing that was coming up with that these people need to sell their home to buy mine. I even met them, lovely people, but it kept on changing. And the more the days were changing, the more I had this voice inside of me telling me, this is not what you're supposed to put, not now, just not now. But I had a contract.
Yes.
And so then they were changing the dates for another contract, and I accept because I didn't want to be bad. I wanted to get out and see, let's see what the world has prepared for me. Until the third date was just before Christmas, and I had my whole being. I even went to Chicago to get a place in Chicago. So I was everything getting set up with realtor. And so my whole being said, just don't do it. Just don't do it. So as soon as I climbed in for the third date, I said, even after I said yes, I told them, I will give you 1 week. If you can come up and buy the house, I'll be more than happy. But if this week you cannot, we can't. So and then my house was off the market. So I took immediately. I didn't even wait for other buyers. It's off. You don't get it? completely close the deal. I'm
Yes,
taking
yes.
the house back. This is how everything moved. Like, so then the other thing is that I just spend a lot of money, to fix it, or whatever.
Mhm.
Then whatever the house needs, a lot. So what happened was I had a refund because I didn't want to even spend the money at
understood.
this moment. You know what I mean? I felt that's a little bit too high because I take care of myself and I'm very safe.
But that propelled you to get here, didn't it?
Immediately.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I never forget. I had my lady that was happy. We were in the garage and we were cleaning up the garage. And all of a sudden I got this email where it said, yes, we are going to give you the refund in the thousands. And
So
I
you
think,
get to Rythmia in all different ways.
Right.
That is fabulous.
this is what to say when God puts everything together.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So this was 1 week distance. It's like
Yes.
months later.
Yeah.
So I did this one. I got the refund. In that afternoon, I already knew what I want to do. I get on the rythmia. I made the appointment. I called with the guy. 45 minutes later, I made the reservation. I bought my tickets. And the first week, I don't want to be in January. And I know I don't like crowds. I don't like crowds. So I thought maybe it's good the first week of January, you start the year. And they said, oh, but we don't have no more room, but you can come in this week. And I didn't even ask how many people at the beginning because you assume it's a closed group
Yeah,
or
sure,
whatever.
Sure.
And then I said, oh, but then afterwards it dawned on me and I said, oh my God, I wonder how many people they have. And so it's the perfect people I wanted to be with.
Yeah.
Perfect. That I have to interrupt you right there because that's a super important point. So often, and I've said this before on Saturdays, is that we land exactly with exactly who's supposed to be here with you.
Mhm.
And you may walk in on a Saturday or Sunday thinking, not quite sure that I know about that person. I don't know that I'll have anything in common with that one. And the next thing you know, it'll make sense over the days of, oh, you two were supposed to be roommates.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone that was in the Maloka was supposed to be here with you
Yes.
for you
Mhm.
to have your miracle.
Yes.
So thank you for listening. Thank you for not selling that house and getting here. Thank you for finding one another. Now, how do you two feel about the flow of the program? What else besides your wonderful miracles did you love about Rythmia? Please tell us.
Yeah, I think if someone arrives and looks at the calendar, it can look a little daunting, right? Like, when will I have time to relax or sit down? But I think that's part of the program because there's so much change that is happening to all of us, and we're learning so much about ourselves that I think it forces you to go jump 2 feet in, right? And just dive into all this unknown, dive into the confusion and excitement and uncomfortableness and the lack of, I guess, say free time. I feel like maybe, I don't know, is intentional because if you sit and linger and think about this too much, I think you get into your head a little bit.
So yes, and our aim is to give you tools and support
Yes.
so that you don't just stay in your head, that you allow everything that's
Yes.
growing through you to
Right.
move through you.
Absolutely.
So that time in class and then rest and then back to a different classes to keep integrating all the insights that
Yeah.
you're catching.
Yes.
So I'm glad you said that sometimes it looks like the schedule's like, what? Where are we going next?
Yeah. I'm like, how am I going to make it to another class? I'm like exhausted, right? And then you show up and you hear from other people and you listen to the facilitator and things from the night before or 2 days before makes more sense.
Yes.
And it was when I went to every single class and it was imperative to my process.
These two didn't miss my class. I'm very grateful to them.
Never. Oh, we would.
Never ever.
No.
They're
No.
right
We were
there.
A+ students.
A+
Yes.
students.
Yes.
It's true.
Yes.
Right in class.
Yes.
Now, how did you feel about the schedule, the spa, all of it?
I think actually this is top notch for me, and I travel a lot. We travel a lot, and but also the most important thing is that I felt individually being with all the other people that I matter. I was taken care of.
Oh, Lena.
Yes,
Yeah.
and this is very important.
I matter.
I
I'm
taken care of. I never felt I was part of the crowd.
Yes.
Because it's very easy when you
Sure.
are. And so even with the schedule, wherever class we took, everyone will look at you, and this is what I felt. I felt seen. I see people myself.
Sure.
That really,
You're an empath. Yeah.
Yes.
I see, but this is one of the few where I was there. They were with me.
Yes.
The people in the bongo, the music, Maloka. When I was sick, when I was reaching out for a hand to hold me, the hand was right there. They were holding
Yeah.
me.
Oh.
Yeah.
They were holding. The energy
Yes.
was there. It was not
Yes.
like, okay, get it over with your moment. I have to
Right.
go next.
Yeah.
Not at all. I was like they were in my time,
Yes.
in my presence, and that's why I in my heart I do know that I will come in a year or two. I really do.
Yeah.
I think I feel it just like the flow.
Mm.
And who does not want to go for a recall?
That was great. And every time, many people do come back to
Yes.
Rythmia. You know, you've seen some people here that have been
Yes.
here before, because you go back home,
Yes.
you start to stabilize all these insights, and then something else comes up, and it's another growth of, oh, I want to expand on that.
Mm.
So to know, thank you that you felt seen, and that
Yeah.
that people truly saw you.
Oh.
Love that.
And it's
Yes.
what I found was what was beautiful and interesting. The people that had been here a lot, you might assume that there might be some sort of, oh, we've done this before. It felt like everyone was on the same
Yeah.
playing field. Even the people who've done ayahuasca 5, 10, 15
I'm
times.
going to make sure you hear this. This is so
No,
important.
it is.
Thank you.
You know, when I heard someone like, oh yeah, this is my 6th time here, I assumed that they were going to say, and here's the deal, here's the tips, like, follow me
Yeah.
and you'll be good. No, everyone was at this same level of self-discovery, no matter what stage they're at or
yes.
how many times they've been here. And that for me was super relieving, because I was like, I've never done this before. I was a little
Yes.
scared at unknown. And it just felt I had so much support because everyone was diving into this journey together.
Yes.
Really.
So true.
I love that.
So
Yeah.
true.
Everything you're saying is so on track.
Yeah.
Yes, that is our intention, is to support you through it. And everyone is right on the same. We're all evolving at our own
Yeah.
pace, but we're all evolving.
Yeah. Even the shaman.
Yes.
I mean, the shaman, like, you would assume there would be this kind of aura of all powerful, all knowing. And it was just unjudgmental, loving, kind, warm, and like unconditional.
Yeah.
Like unconditional support and understanding of the process, which I was surprised. It really was.
I think these two are explaining Rythmia exceptionally well. And this is what it's like here, that we have this opportunity to truly grow with one another in a loving environment that's safe, and that you're held,
Yes.
that there's a medical team, there's an emotional
Oh, yes.
team, there's everyone
Yeah.
there. What would you two say to someone? I just want you, before we're done, what would you say to someone who's on the fence? And this Rythmia for me, even though I don't know how they can be on the fence after everything you said,
Right.
but what would you say to someone? Is there anything left you'd say?
Oh, what I would say, oh, my dear, don't waste any time. Wherever doubt you have, wherever it's not easy in your soul, your heart, or difficulties. I wish I'd known it before. I wish I would have come so long ago. And but everyone has their own timing. I know this was mine. I was open. My soul was open. My heart was open for this moment. But research your little information to book the flight, and when you are free, and hop on it, because you will see a world that that we can even imagine, and we haven't even begun yet.
Yeah.
We haven't even begun.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah.
Haven't even begun. Shannon?
And I would say we're all often in uncomfortable situations and a lot of pain, but I can honestly promise that this journey, you have strength to get through it. And on the other side is love and clarity and just beautiful opportunity for whatever your future holds.
Beautiful
Yeah.
said.
So be uncomfortable, be comfortable with being uncomfortable. And on the other side is peace and freedom.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just want to acknowledge you both, because I had the honor of watching you grow this week, and watching where you are today and where I first met you. Like, you really dove into your own healing, and I just applaud you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Thank
I
you.
can't
Thank you.
wait to hear even more when you come back and tell me even more.
Yeah, definitely.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
for
We are
saying yes.
grateful.
I'm so grateful to
Yeah.
these two. They didn't hesitate when I asked them yesterday, like, hey, can you two come and sit on my orange couch and be with me for a minute?
We didn't hesitate. We're like,
Didn't
yes.
hesitate
We had
at
no
all.
we had
It
no
was-
clue what we were doing. We just said yes, whatever you want, Kim.
One of my favorite words. Yes.
Yes.
And then thank you.
Thank
So I thank you for joining us today. I pray I get to see you here at Rythmia. These two beauties may be here at the same time you come. Who knows? But we welcome you for your transformation, that you know it's safe, it's lovely, you are seen, and we are here to support you on this adventure of this thing called life. We're all on it. So come join us. All right. Thank you. Have a beautiful Saturday. Here we are at Rythmia, and we'll see you next week. Thank you, ladies. And I'm
Thank you. Thank you, Kim.
signing off. Hold on.